The following presentation is filled with content that is harmful. You could like stroke out or something. I don't know, but be careful. Dork.
I'm so sick and tired of everyone saying that Hydroid is bad. We get it. Hydroid's probably not the most S-tier frame in the game, but acting like he is completely unusable. You don't know what you're talking about. Today I'm gonna take a look at Hydroid, and I'm going to explain to you like you're a child how Hydroid isn't as bad as you thought. See, he has one specific build, one very specific build that unleashes his usability levels, and you don't know about it. So it's time for me to teach you a lesson.
You will wait for sadness.
We're gonna start by taking a look at the Archon shards. Take a look at this. We have 2 cast speed shards. That's gonna be important later. We have 2 duration shards. That's mostly for convenience. Throw whatever the f you want there. This missing Archon slot, go figure, I'm missing an Archon shard because I don't have enough despite playing this stupid Archon hunt every single week. So what you would put here, can you take a good guess at what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a yellow shard for giving you more energy per energy orb that you get. Wow, crazy, I know. I'm a genius. Now we're gonna go back to talking about the cast speed. Tentacles and your Tempest Barrage, they can be charged. We're not gonna always charge them. In fact, we're rarely gonna fully charge them. But when we do, it's nice that it's not gonna take 10,000 years to be cast. So you're bringing the cast speed so you have faster cast speed. What a genius you are. Clap, clap. You're so smart. Now let's take a look at the weapons.
Only intended for plain cut. You don't want to die of cold toll-free.
Whenever you feel sad, just remember, Adam's will make up today. Adam's Sandler's best quote. That was a blood-curdling scream. Was I joking?
All funky colors. Shapes that feel exhausted.
It's impossible.
Hopeless. Lonely. Anxious.
For the weapons, you have a little bit of flexibility. Go figure. But you mainly want to use something that has big AoE because guess what? Your tentacles make it impossible to hit anything at all. So that's why you obviously need an AoE weapon like the Proboscis Cernos. Not only will this bad boy group things up, it'll kill them. Isn't that nice? Something that groups and kills? If you'd like more information about this build, guess what? I have a video about it on my channel. So that's enough talk about the Proboscis Cernos. And then we have the axiomatizing theorem. This is also called the agrit to the slow people out there. So this is basically exploding for big PP damage. 33k, I think that's A-O-K. So we're using this for the explosion. Like I said, use an AoE. Wow, isn't that hard to comprehend? Using an AoE weapon. And then of course we are. We're using the glaive. Why would we use anything else at all? Why would we not use the single best melee weapon in the entire game? If you don't think that this is one of the premier melee weapons, then I don't think you should have the right to live, honestly. You should be taken outside and... so the proto-glaive. This is not your normal glaive, actually kind of is. But it's a simple build. It's basically your bog standard glaive build, except for we have dispatch overdrive because I want to have a little bit of movement speed when I'm not only in my puddle, but also just roaming around doing football. So that's the long and short of it. If you can't figure out a glaive build, then I'm sorry. You can't figure out the most simple build in the entire game. You need some help, and I can't give it to you. As for the companion, it doesn't really matter. We're bringing in the Nycus Prime. This does a little bit of grouping. Wow, something that does a little bit of grouping and lives. That's the main thing. You just need it to live. Sometimes it'll get knocked down, but it'll get back up when you pick it up. So bring whatever the hell you want. You can bring that stupid little pet that revives itself. I don't care. I'm using the Hellstrom. This provides viral and heat. Viral and heat. So it's helping us out a little bit. Wow, crazy. A companion that applies statuses. Very genius, I know. I'm so original. Now let's get into the build. What you're here for, probably, right?
On the inside.
These are some symptoms of depression.
Now here it is. Is this what you were expecting? Because this is what it looks like. This is the Hydroid build. Wow, it uses mods. We're gonna start by just taking a look at the helmet ability. Very smart, I know. We're using Fractured Blast. I think that this fractured ass latrine is not very fun, so I fed her to my whole mouth. Her. If you like her, that's so cool. I'm so happy you like her, but I think that she's boring. I'd rather use use fun frames like Hydroid, GODBUILD. We're using their ability because it gives us some energy and HP orb drops. Gives us a little bit of slashy dash, but that's not really a big deal. Another thing you could use in place of that is if you used Vile Rush, the Lavos ability, because this costs nothing and it helps you out. But I personally prefer to use the Citrine one, solely because it's doing a little bit of damage, whereas the other one is pretty much just providing crowd control and it helps with condition overload. Very cool. Nonetheless, both the builds are the same. Aside from that, we're using continuity because we need some duration so that I'm not constantly casting all these fucking moves over and over. We're using primed flow because we're gonna need a lot of energy with the build. We're using equilibrium because we need to turn the HP orbs into energy and the energy into HP orbs. Wow, crazy. And then that's gonna cycle into pilfering swarm. Our tentacles are gonna cause us to get more orbs. So go figure, it's almost like these all link together. And then we're using rolling guard. It's almost like we need something to keep us alive. Wow, this is what's keeping us alive. Quick thinking. Again, we have lots of energy, lots of HP orbs. It only makes sense that we're using this. If you think you're smart for swapping this out with the vitality or whatever the f it's called, you're not. It's not good. It's less HP than what you're getting from quick thinking. Additionally, you could swap it out with health conversion, but that's mostly for the aesthetics, right? It gives orbs floating around you. Looks really cool, right? Energy conversion. Oh, guess what? It gives you strength. Wow, crazy. Something that gives you strength. Wow, that's so smart. It's so crazy. We're using this because we're constantly getting orbs. Strength's not really too big of a deal. And like I said, we're constantly getting orbs, so we're constantly getting that 50% buff, and we don't have the deficit that we would with this. Like I said, I don't want to cast everything a million times, so I'm not bringing this. You can bring it if you want. This is my build, all right? All right? So we're also bringing Corroded Barrage. This is mostly just providing another status for condition overload. Go figure. It is also reducing their armor. It's useful, and then it starts scaling off kind of fast. Eventually, you won't really notice it when you're at level cap, right? Now we're bringing Brief Respite. This is so guess what? You can refill your shields. Wow, crazy. That's also why we're bringing Mode Reconstruct, so you can refill your health when you're in your puddle, which is literally a pause button that pauses the game and allows you to just be invincible. I don't understand how people could say he's a complete trash, worthless frame when he can just pause the fucking game. This is a straight up pause button. That's crazy. And then on top of that, we're bringing Prime Sure-Footed. If you're unaware of why we're bringing Prime Sure-Footed, then I don't know why I'm talking to you. You need to go watch Baby's first Warframe video because this is not the build for you. And then we're also bringing Arcane Blessing. I think this works really well with the build because we're going to be able to get it to max caps very easily. It gives you 2,200 HP. It gives you a lot of HP. And we're going to fill up very quickly. It's going to get to max very quickly because we have a lot of orbs dropping from not only this ability, but also from the augment. So we're dropping orbs all over the motherfucking place. Dropping orbs, providing crowd control, also providing lots of statuses. These orbs are also dropping for the team. So it's not only getting extra loot drops, not only getting extra orbs, not only that we're doing the extra statuses, it's that we're also being a crazy support frame by helping everyone. We're doing everything. And we're gonna be a much less of an inconvenience than a fucking Necros. Oh my god, I hate when there's 10 million fucking allies on the field and I can't tell what I'm shooting at because there's Shadow Man in front of my face and I can't tell what I'm shooting at. Ah! I guess that's it, right? That's the build. That's the build. Let's go take a look at it now, okay?
I don't think, I don't think you can shoot through all of them, actually.
Fuck! Don't look at that! Ah!
Putting chemicals into the cereal to make it faster. We're also putting it into the cows.
Yes. Possibly. Alright, let me ask you this.
Depression may be related to an imbalance of natural chemicals between nerve cells in the brain.
Prescription works to correct issue though.
He's the son of a general.
Trampling and eating everything they see.
Relief.
Please excuse the change in video quality. There was an incident, it's fine. Here's some Hydroid tips. Hentai Man requires tentacles, and they better be squirting out of both sides of Hydroid. It's a combo starter and a combo enter, so make sure it's out at all times. We're using weapons that have low ammo pools, so it's imperative that we take advantage of our augment that allows us to get more drops. With this augment and by using every tool in your kit, ammo should not ever be an issue. That being said, I want to make it excruciatingly clear that you should be using everything, your 1, 2, 3, 4, primary, secondary, and melee. This is a circular build and you have to complete the loop to make it function properly. Don't feel pressured to always hold cast. You can just tap cast. In fact, that's usually what you should be doing. Your rain pellets can be stacked on top of each other, so it doesn't really matter if you hold the rain pellets or your tentacles. Regardless, you shouldn't really be hold casting them unless you're in the safety of your puddle. Your tendrils have a unique property where if cast inside of the puddle, it will only fill the puddle. Usually this is actually what you want to do. A lot of the time it's better to lock down a hallway or a specific location and then drag enemies into that location using either your operator or your proboscis cernos. However, there is a technique for charging up your tentacles and then jumping out of your puddle so that you can cast it in a big area. This way you can hold cast in your puddle but not have it be tiny for those times where you just need to cover lots of surface area. I cannot stress how good Vile Rush is. Despite me mostly using the latrine ability in this video, Vile Rush is basically a complete upgrade to his normal tidal wave. Especially coupled with the recent cold buffs, it is actually a very nice ability, and because it costs nothing but your time, it allows us to maintain a constant energy pool. However, you just have to be careful when casting it in your puddle, as moving while in the puddle will increase energy cost. My final tip to you, and arguably the most important technique to learn as a Hydroid, is when in doubt, puddle it out. It's another reason why energy is so important to us. It's our safe space. And we all need a little safe space, don't we now? This has been my Hydroid presentation. Thank you for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. I do very much appreciate your time today, as I know it's very difficult to sit down and watch a video that someone made. Thank you.